Tell me you love me. So this assassination attempt leads us to the completely and utterly implausible and stupid plot of the movie. That Anakin must take Padme to her homeworld in order to protect her. Seriously, it's so dumb it's like some kind of romance novel or something, or like a late night Cinemax sex movie. For one, Obi-Wan knows that Anakin's kinda crazy in love with her, so you'd think he'd suggest that they send Padme off with the guy that looks like a squid. You know, that guy. And they don't call him Kit Fisto, cause he's into chicks, if you know what I mean. So then the Jedi Council, for no logical reason at all other than to maintain the plot, they think Anakin's ready and that he should go with Padme.
Escort the senator back to her home planet of Naboo. She'll be safer there.
Two young star-crossed lovers should go on this romantic getaway, when romance and love is forbidden and leads to the dark side. Fuck it. Oh wait, I guess Palpatine was the guy that initially suggested the idea, so he might have been like using a trick on him or something. You know, his grand plan was to cloud all their judgment and trick them into letting Anakin go with her, because he knew he was gonna fall in love, get Padme pregnant, then have premonitions of future pregnancy complications resulting in her death, so that Palpatine could tell Anakin that he can use the dark side to save her, so that Anakin could become Darth Vader and help Palpatine rule the Empire. You'd think if this guy could see that far into the future, he just picked a lot of those numbers. Maybe that's how he paid for the clones. But wait, if that were the case, fuck it. Hey, anybody wanna help me milk my cat? It's time to make breakfast. So this movie operates under the logic that assassinations only take place at night, because Padme is packing her things right next to a bunch of open windows in broad fucking daylight. Then there's even robots floating outside the window, and Anakin doesn't even seem to notice this. And the last assassination attempt was by a robot at the window. Fucking Helen Keller could assassinate her at this point. Eventually they go back to Naboo, and we kind of forget about the silly assassination thing. And apparently they do too, because they make absolutely no effort to conceal themselves in any way. So might as well paint a target on her face. You know, if she's so safe on Naboo, then why didn't Anakin just drop her off and come back? I think it's pretty naive to assume that whoever this assassin is couldn't figure out that they went back to Naboo after he sees that Jar Jar Binks has replaced Amidala in the Senate. Then he could just find them and take his time and shoot her when they're, say, sitting in an open field. But I digress. This is really about love, right? And if love is forbidden, then we're supposed to instantly care about it, right? Well, no, not at all. Just because you throw obstacles in the way of a romance doesn't mean that we'll care about it, but instead we have to endure this completely implausible premise. It don't make no sense.
Throughout the film, they're put in these very extreme settings because they're in hiding.
Now, I'm the last person in the world who you call an expert on love, considering that most of my relationships seem to end up inside several different trash bags. But I think I might actually understand this a little more than George Lucas. To him, love seems to be only something from like Romeo and Juliet.
See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
Something like an alien or a robot would view human love as. Like a guy who hopelessly pursues a woman by saying cliched love dialogue.
You are in my very soul, tormenting me.
And a woman who blushes and smiles, but insists they can't be together because of whatever convenient social implications prevent them from it.
I'm a senator. And a Montague.
Neither, fair maid, if either thee dislike.
And the place death, considering who thou art.
This is movie romance at its most superficial and one-dimensional. Two attractive people in beautiful locations. They must be in love. I did enjoy, however, watching the actors squirm and BS their way through interviews when asked to describe the romance plot. You might call the acting in episode 2 bad, but watch, these people are pros at the whole acting thing.
She really struggles with sort of the career versus romance issue.
You see, the thing is that both characters have no reason at all to love each other, other than the fact that they are simply physically attracted to each other. So instead of making the story about them just fucking like wild rabbits, they imply some kind of deeper emotional connection that has never been established because they don't know each other. It's what they call a contradiction. So a bunch of nerds will argue that it's the will of the Force that they be together, but that's just an excuse for sloppy, shitty writing. This is also yet another example of how these characters are always written backwards in the Star Wars prequels. See, Padme has no reason to not want to be in a relationship. She's not the queen anymore. She's just a senator. She should be on the prowl for some action on the side. Edward style, baby. And Anakin should be trying to keep his composure and stick with what he had just been taught for the last 10 years. Maybe be somewhat resistant at first. I don't know, it just seems to make more sense that way. And it'd be fitting metaphorically, too. She tempts him and begins the process of ruining his Jedi training and causing the destruction of paradise. Apple, anyone?
Therefore thou mayst think my behavior light. But trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have more cunning to be strange.
I'm a senator.
Barf. But, while Padme is supposedly against them falling in love, she allows for them to take romantic walks along scenic vistas, dine in elegant settings, frolic in the fields, and roll around with each other in the grass. Then she wears sexy, revealing clothing, oftentimes in front of a fireplace, exposing the contoured details of her sexy-ass body and titties. I still can't decide if this is the worst screenwriting ever, or if this girl is the biggest galactic cock tease since Anju. It's almost comical how all this is played out. These characters are so flat and uninteresting, and Lucas doesn't seem to know how to write dialogue between two real people,
I wish that I could just wish away my feelings.
that we basically have to be told that they're in love. We can't actually experience it or feel it because I suspect he doesn't know how to convey it. They're both attractive people and smile a lot. They're in love. They rode in on a space gondola, just like in Venice, the most romantic city on Earth. They're in love. There's no substance to any of this. And in the end, this simple moment between two characters had 1,000,000 times more depth and realism than even the biggest fake waterfalls your computer could make. Now you say, maybe they are in love, and maybe I just don't see it because I'm a psychopath who butchers women. Well, yeah. To that I say, let's turn towards further analysis to find our conclusion. Now I've analyzed this film with two experts in the field of true love, porn star Jocelyn James and Tiger Woods. Both have provided me with valuable insights about love and stable monogamous relationships. For most men, and especially Anakin, a 19-year-old male with raging hormones, the list of what he's looking for in a relationship is rather short. Number 1, is she hot? Number 2, seriously bro, how hot is she? And that's it. Now what women are looking for is a little more complex. Their list is as follows.
Does he have a good job? Where does he live and what kind of car does he drive? He needs to be
confident without being too arrogant. He needs to be funny, but not like goofy funny. He needs to be tall, but not too tall or like weird tall.
He should be spontaneous, but only when I'm expecting it.
Handsome is a plus, and handsome with good hair is better. No baldies, LOL. He needs to know the exact time to say all the right things.
He needs to know the right time not to say anything.
He really needs to know how to treat me like the woman I am, both in the bedroom and when we're out on the town. He needs to be family-oriented and good with kids, but not too good with kids, like in a creepy clown way.
He needs to be intelligent, or at the very least, money smart, so we can know how to invest for retirement, the kids' college fund, and our funeral expenses. He can have his friends and do things with them, but only when it's convenient for me.
He needs to care about me, but not be too controlling. You know, sometimes I just want to go out and have fun with the girls, and he needs to be okay with that, and not get all like,
stop.
Hey, where
Thank
are you
that'll
going?
be all. Then the list goes on to 167, but I'll stop there, you get the point. Now when first courting a woman, she'll be interested in two things. That you don't look like Danny DeVito, and that you say and do all the right things. Since Anakin looks like a guy from a JCPenney catalog, he's safe in the looks department. But can his actions and words hold up? Get in my living room! Put it to the test. You see, when you say something right... I just need your help with something. Please.
Okay. I will help you. I will. As long as you promise that after I help you, you let me go home to my baby.
I promise. I need you to help me. I need to show you something. Now this might be quite disturbing to you.
Okay.
But I need you to see it.
Okay, what is
in order to help me.
No.
taste. Salty.
I just need you to see it in order to help me. Please. I need to show you it. It's called Episode 2, Attack of the Clones.
What? Star Wars!
I need you to see it in order to help me. Just get in the chair that's over by the television set. I'm gonna put the movie on and you're gonna watch it. You understand me? Look at me! You're gonna watch it!